if you're just checking out the podcast for the first time, thank you so much for checking it out. And if you're coming back, thanks for coming back and spending a little time with me. Maybe grab your knitting, grab your sewing, and just sit back and enjoy. So if you would like to find me on social media, I guess Ravelry is in social media, but anyway, you can find the podcast group on Ravelry by searching Woolly Wonderland in the search bar. I am Crafty Kristen, which I'll put below, and I can also be found on Instagram as Woolly Wonderland, and that's probably where I'm most active. So if you want to keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis, Instagram is the best way to find me. First of all, I wanted to talk about our new logo. How cute is the little magical sheep? So that was made by my friend Sibel, who is an incredible artist. I actually met Sibel when I was doing my web development bootcamp training, and it's amazing how many wonderfully creative people were part of that program. And, I came in as a lyricist, she came in as a visual artist, and, we learned how to build websites, but it's awesome how many artistic people that I've met through that process. So, yeah, she made this beautiful logo. I just said it could be a magical sheep, maybe with wings, maybe with a unicorn horn, something that's like fun. And I think she really took it and ran away with it and made something really special. Also, I think it's rather beautiful, just the coloring and everything. I don't really have much of a visual sense when it comes to that. So I was really impressed and really, really happy with the new logo. So if you're watching this, thank you so much, Sibel. So today I'm going to talk about, I have a lot to talk about today, actually. I have 2 whips and 3 finished objects, and I'm going to talk all about Rhinebeck because it's in 2 weeks, guys. I'm so pumped. I went to Rhinebeck for the first time last year, and it was honestly one of the best weekends of my life. It was so wonderful and magical. So I'm going to be talking all about my Rhinebeck strategy and all the booths that I want to hit up, and I would love to hear if you're coming and what your strategy is for Rhinebeck too. So we're going to talk all about that later on the podcast. I'm also going to announce the winner of the yarn souvenirs contest that I had for my last episode. The contest was to post a picture of a yarn or a finished object that you made with souvenir yarn or fabric, and it was so much fun to read everybody's memories and travel memories from their yarn souvenir. So thank you so much for posting, and I'm excited to announce the first winner of the first ever contest on the Woolly Wonderland podcast. Woo! Okay, cool. So I'm going to move on to my first work in progress. And this one's pretty cool because I actually did some dyeing with it as well. So this is also living in my project bag, which I got as part of a yarn swap from Regina. I will put her name below, but her mother made this with traditional Portuguese fabric. I think it's really beautiful. So yeah, so here is this cowl that I'm knitting. I guess it's more of like an infinity scarf, but the idea is to have a purple gradient throughout. So last weekend, I dyed this yarn, and so the base is Knit Picks Bare DK weight yarn, and I used greener shades dyes to dye this. And honestly, I know that there are a lot of amazing dyers on Ravelry. This is probably the first time I've dyed in 5 years. It's very unscientific the way that I did it. I put in the lightest one, and then I made the next batch and said, is this one darker? Great. And then the next one, okay, this is darker. I just sort of threw more dye in the pot until it looked like a gradient. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. Apparently I stopped this mid-row, but oh well. So basically what it's going to be is, so this is knit widthwise, not lengthwise. I don't know. It's knit the other way than you would generally knit a scarf to make these really long stripes. So I'm going to hopefully finish it up today, and it will end with the gray ribbing on the other side, and then at the very ends there will be wooden buttons, and that will be able to button into the other side. So you can wear it just as a long scarf. Sorry, there's kind of ends everywhere. So you can wear it as a long scarf, like a traditional scarf, or you can button it up and make it into a cowl. So yeah, this was really fun, and it was really fun to get back into dyeing because I haven't dyed in so long. I actually haven't ever dyed in this apartment before. I moved here 3 years ago, so yeah, it was it was a really fun experience. Dyeing is really tiring. I have a newfound appreciation for a lot of the dyers that you find on these vlogs, because it's like hours of work in a hot kitchen, and it gets really exhausting, but I thought the results came out really well. Also with this gray, I used black dye at like the very, very lightest shade that I could possibly do, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. The gray kind of came out a little variegated. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, you can see a little bit of dark speckles in the gray, but I think it's kind of nice and adds some kind of interest to it. So yeah, I'm happy with the way it's turning out. This should be an FO today, hopefully. This is my first like true day off in a long time, so I'm really excited about getting some great knitting and sewing done today. And the podcast, hooray! Let me move on to my other work in progress. I have two today, guys. Usually I only have one giant work in progress, so yeah, it's fun today. So I have like a little bit of a sock done right now, and I'm really proud of myself because this is the very last of last year's Rhinebeck yarn. So every year at Rhinebeck is the time where I go a little nuts, spend a lot of money, and buy a lot of yarn. And this year I was able to, well, last year was the first time I went to Rhinebeck. So I guess really only once I spent a lot of money, and I plan to in 2 weeks from now. So yeah, so this was the very last of the yarn that I got, and that makes me feel like, oh, okay, I bought a good amount of yarn. I didn't buy too much because I was able to get through it in the course of a year right up to the start of the next festival. So that's really cool. So this, let me push it up a little closer to you guys. So this is a beginning of a Rose City roller sock, and the Rose City roller pattern has the little rolled edge at the top here. And I also use the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which I love. And I love the Fish Lips Kiss Heel because I hate picking up gusset stitches, which is what you have to do for a normal heel. So I did the Fish Lips Kiss Heel for the first time about 6 months ago, and I've never gone back. So, yep. So yeah, it's kind of cool how these colors knitting up. By the way, this is Into the Whirled Pakokku sock yarn in the second spring colorway. So it's kind of neat how it's knitting up because one side has the striped red and blue, and then the other side has the orange and green, and it's sort of gradienting, I don't know. It's melding into each other, which I think is kind of a fun, nice effect. So this will be really cute. I find that I actually wear short socks more than I wear tall socks, and so I think I can actually wear these out and about around the world. So yeah. This is like a little fun side project while, and then, you know, after I'm done working on the scarf, I'm just gonna socks till Rhinebeck. Just gonna knit up some sock yarn, get those off the needles, and I won't start my next big project until I get back from Rhinebeck. So there we go. So let me show you some finished objects. The first one I'm wearing right now. This is my finished Featherweight Cardigan, which I am in love with, because it goes with basically everything I own. One of the cool things about this yarn is that, you know, the majority of the color in it is gray, but it does have these little brown flecks in it, and so I think that it can go with both the like gray and blacks as a base in your wardrobe, but it can also go with if you have browns as a base in your wardrobe. So a lot of my clothes are either blue and gray or green and brown, so I think that this goes with basically everything. Honestly, for the last week and a half, I've worn this every day to work because it goes with all of my clothes. So I love this color. So this yarn is Dragonfly Fibers Pixie. It's a single ply yarn, and this is the Winter Woods colorway, which if you have seen the podcast, you will know that anything woodland is just like my favorite thing in the world. So I recently put up a bonus video that was the woodland care package that came from Never Not Knitting with all these adorable little woodland notions inside. So you can check that out if cute woodland things is also your aesthetic. So yeah, so that's really fun. What else? Yeah, this is a pretty easy pattern. It's a lot of just straight stockinette stitch. It gets a little, towards the end, it gets a little tiring because basically you need to pick up the stitches all around the collar and back down, And then I did 1x1 ribbing out. You can do either stockinette stitch or ribbing. I liked the ribbing just because I knew it would definitely sit flat. And so, yeah, I'm glad that I did that. It took a little bit of extra time, but I think it's nice. And I also think it's nice to have like a contrast between the stockinette stitch and the ribbing, just to give it a little more interest. So I'm really happy that even though this is like very variegated and is a fun colorway to knit, it works as a basic. It works as like an everyday kind of item that is really versatile. Also, I knit out about 5 or 6 inches more than the pattern called for, and I'll stand up a little bit so you can see the length. But yeah, it's sort of like hits me about right here, which is what I like for a cardigan. And, I'm wearing a t-shirt with it right now, and I think you can wear a t-shirt with it, but I was also wearing, like, nice blouses throughout the week. So it's such a versatile cardigan. I want to make a million of them. I would love to make some in solids, in other variegated colorways. So, if I, like, any fingering weight yarn, I think, would be beautiful in this. If it's single ply or not, it's a great pattern. Highly recommend if you need a versatile cardigan. So, yeah. Go for it if you're looking for a cardigan pattern. I know everybody and their mother has made this, but it's just it's like such a great stock item to have in your wardrobe. It's a great basic. So great, now I'm gonna move on to some sewing finished objects. 1 second, I gotta go get them. Okay, so the first item that I finished is the Meghan Dress. And I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see, but I'll try to do like a little panning action so you can see the top and then you can see the bottom. So this is the Meghan Dress from Tilly and the Buttons, and I made it out of this lovely mint fabric that I got in Montreal that has little navy and white dots on it. And this is the first time that I've ever sewn darts before, and it came out really nice. When I put the dress on, it's super flattering. I love having the darts there for shaping. It's really great. The only 2 things that I'm having sort of issues with about this dress is that I need to take in the collar a little bit. When I put the dress on, there's like a couple of inches of bulk in the collar, so I'm gonna have to remove the zipper in the back and take it in a little bit. And I'm not sure why. I don't think that I have a particularly particularly small collar and shoulder, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to take it in a little bit. The other thing is that I don't know if the sleeves are a little too poofy for my style. It's like a lot of the patterns in the book are like very 1960s, which I think is really awesome and beautiful, but maybe I just need to give it another shot. Because I tried it on the other day, I was like, this is real poofy, but maybe I just need to, maybe if I put it on again, they don't really look that poofy right now, right? They have like a little bit of, I guess you'd call it ruching, gathering around here, but it doesn't look that poofy. But I guess when I was wearing it, I was like, this is so poofy. But this is a great pattern. This is more challenging than the skirts that I've made. So I feel like I learned a lot on this garment, and I learned how to do the little like the collar inside the neckline. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I did darts in the skirt and darts in the bodice. So the great thing about the book Love at First Stitch by Tilly and the Buttons is that it's really educational. Every piece that you make, you're learning new skills. You're learning something totally new. So that's what I love about the book. And so this is my next step to sewing my way through the book. I really want to make a skirt from the book next. And I'm not sure which one yet, but I'm gonna make it out of the bicycle fabric that I showed you last time, and I will show you on the next episode. So yeah, so this is the Meghan Dress, and I think it's super cute. Once I take in the collar and decide whether or not I'm gonna nix the sleeves, it will definitely be a major part of my new capsule collection. So yeah, Meghan Dress, check. And now I'm going to show you my finished Hollyburn skirt. I still need to post a picture in the Inside Number 23 group, so I've got to get on that. But this is my finished Hollyburn skirt. It has little pockets on each side, which I love, and this was made with I basically sewed right along to the video series that Katie from Inside Number 23 did and followed it pretty much step by step. I decided against, so the pattern that I created, the size that I created, part of it is there's little tabs and buttons at the top, and I still may put those in, but I really like sort of having the versatility of just having it be black and white without too much extra detail. I had blue buttons I could put on, but I was like, oh, okay, well, if I put blue buttons, does that sort of like limit the colors that I can wear with it? So I'm not sure. I've been wearing this with a teal top. I've worn this about 3 times already to work, so I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think that it's holding up better than the first skirt that I made, which was the Delphine skirt. This one, it seems like a little more hardy, and I'm happy because I was able to install the zipper with a little more skill this time. So I think that my sewing skills are slowly but surely improving, and I'm really proud of how that's going. So yeah, okay. So those are all my projects right now. I have a lot of projects going on. So what next? So yeah, basically next, like I said, I'm going to make a skirt from the bicycle fabric. It seems more of like a spring pattern, a spring type of skirt to me, so part of me is like, oh, maybe I should wait until spring and then I'll be more excited about it, but also I have the fabric and it's calling to me, so we'll see how that goes, or maybe I'll just keep knitting away. And yeah, and then once I'm done with this purple scarf, Socks Till Rhinebeck. And I didn't mention that the scarf, the cowl, the purple gradient thing, that's going to be Charlie's Rhinebeck scarf. So yeah, he sort of commissioned it from me. He didn't pay me, but he was like, oh, he found the pattern on Ravelry and wanted the purple gradient and like okayed all the colors. So this is sort of like his artistic project, and I'm knitting it up for him. So I'm sort of hoping, I keep trying to teach him how to knit, and I want him to get excited about knitting, but it hasn't really worked out so far. So I'm hoping that at Rhinebeck he goes and then is just like really inspired. I don't know, this is probably wishful thinking, like, be my knitting friend, Charlie. But we'll see. I didn't mention, I'm wearing my little Ravelry sheep shirt today, and these went on sale, I think, last Christmas, because I remember I had an Instagram post that was like, I bought a Christmas gift for myself from Ravelry. And these are the ones that have the little spelling error in Rommeldale, but I don't really care. I think it's a cute shirt. So I thought I would wear my little sheepy shirt for my podcast. And now it's time for Rhinebeck talk. Woo, yay! So first of all, I want to show you the mug that I got last year at Rhinebeck, which is from Jenny the Potter, and it is the cutest. It's so autumnal. I don't think this was actually the show mug, so if you're familiar with Jenny the Potter, you know that she makes a particular mug for each Rhinebeck show, and I think it was like a little sheep that was Frankenstein last year, which was super cute, but I didn't get there in time, even though as soon as I got in, Charlie and I ran to Jenny the Potter. Yeah, we missed it, but that's okay because we got this really cute one. It says, if you can see in the spider web, it says wool. How cute is that? And it's got little pumpkins, a tree. So yeah, I love this little mug. I use this all year, little spider, and I use this all year round, even though it is the most autumnal. And I have my little pumpkin pie candle from Bath & Body Works. So I'm feeling the fall, and I'm very excited. So yeah, this is my little mug. And so I wanted to talk to you about like what I'm wearing and the booths that I want to go to. So this is going to be my Rhinebeck sweater, and I may also wear the scarf that what is it called? It's made from the Miss Babs coffee break, the scarf that was on a few episodes ago. But I'm definitely going to be wearing this. I kind of want to wear something that I've sewn underneath, so I might wear my blue Delphine skirt, but I'm definitely going to be wearing this. So yeah, so come and say hello to me if you see me at Rhinebeck. I would love to say hi and get to know you and see what you bought so far, and we can share halls with each other. So my major shopping goal for Rhinebeck is sweater quantities of yarn. I want to buy at least 2, really maybe 3 sweater quantities of yarn, and maybe less sock yarn. But I think it's okay if I buy a little bit of sock yarn, because my 2017 goal is sweaters and socks. Those are the things I want to focus on. Those are the things that I'm super excited about knitting. So I want to focus on garments, garment knitting, and sock knitting. So yeah, so a little bit of that, and maybe I'll get maybe I'll get a little bit of other yarn too. But okay, so here are my must-stop vendors. Jenny the Potter. So when we first go into the park, Charlie and I have decided that we're dividing and conquering. And last year, Charlie was an incredible teammate to have at Rhinebeck, because I could sort of like send him to go wait in one line while I go wait in another line. So last year, he got my sock yarn from Into the Whirled while I waited at Miss Babs for 40 minutes. And yeah, so that worked out. So we sort of like have a little game plan. So when we first go in, he's going to go straight to Jenny the Potter, and I'm going to go straight to Miss Babs, because I know that I want to get a sweater quantity of Yowza from Miss Babs, and I want to make sure that I can like get on that line before it gets insane. But I'm sure it will be insane already, even like in the first 5 minutes that I get there. So that's the initial plan. And then once we're in there are other places that I want to stop by as well. Ross Farms is high up on my list this year. I actually asked in the Rhinebeck group on Ravelry, because I didn't remember what the name of this vendor was, and I really regret not getting yarn from there last year. So Ross Farms has these beautiful undyed skeins, and each skein has the name of the sheep that the yarn came from. And I think that's so special and lovely. So I would love to get like a couple of skeins from the same sheep and knit something and know that like, oh, this is from this sheep. I think that'll be just a really sweet thing. I also want to stop by Wool, which has like beautiful yarn, and if there's a color that I like, I will buy a sweater quantity. I want to stop again by Dragonfly Fibers, because I do love the colorways, and the colorway names tend to be like wonderfully nerdy. They have like Game of Thrones names and Lord of the Rings, so it's definitely my style, and I obviously love the colorways, love the yarn from Dragonfly Fibers, so I'm going to stop by there again. Dirty Water Dye Works is a vendor that I've heard about a lot, but I've never bought anything from, so I really want to stop by there and check that out. And then old favorites are Into the Whirled and Green Mountain Spinnery. So Into the Whirled sells these beautiful sock yarns. I think that they also sell spinning fiber as well, but I need to get more into spinning. I don't know much about it. And then Green Mountain Spinnery has like beautiful, crisp, woolly yarn, if that makes any sense. It sort of has tooth to it, is what I mean. So I got some lovely yarn from there last year, and I would like to go back this year. So those are sort of like my must visit list. I'm sure that there are some that I'm missing, and I'm sure that there are some vendors that are incredible that I, am just forgetting about right now, but that's sort of like the list that I have. I've gone through, the vendor list, and those are the ones that popped out at me, but I'm sure that I will find some new delightful things and new to me vendors along the way, so that'll be really exciting. The other must-have is food. I really want to get maple cotton candy, because I hear a lot about it, but I never got it, so I want to get maple cotton candy and apple cider donuts. It's a long wait, but it's so worth it, and just like sitting up on the hill, your apple cider donut, apple cider, looking at all the autumn leaves, you can't beat it. So that's like the best autumnal moment of the year. So yeah, those are sort of my must-haves. Also, I will be going to the podcaster meetup, which I believe is at 1 p.m. Please check in case I'm wrong, on the hill. Last year I didn't know where it was. This year I'll figure out where it is. But I'm going to be bringing mini skeins with me. So if you are a kind of person who likes mini skeins, if you knit blankets, I'm going to be bringing fingering weight mini skeins to hand out to people just for fun. And so yeah, if you see me, I will probably offer you a mini skein anyway, but you can ask me about it. That's cool. So yeah, that'll be really exciting. Yeah, anything else about Rhinebeck? Yeah, I'm really hoping to get some sweater and sock yarn and just like enjoy the day. Last year we went for 2 days. This year we're just going for 1 day. And so I want to like soak in as much as possible. Also, the night before, we're going to be going to the Culinary Institute. So Charlie is a huge foodie, and so it's nice that this trip sort of is exciting for him too. And so we're going to have a really special dinner at the Culinary Institute. We signed up for a dinner that we actually like paid for in advance, and it's like some kind of special event thing. So I don't know. It looked good though. The menu looked good. So we're going to go and have a really nice dinner and just chill out that night, Friday night, and then we'll go there bright and early on Saturday. So it's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. It's like, oh man. I was gonna say it's my favorite time of the year. Christmas is my favorite time of the year, but Rhinebeck is my second favorite time of the year. So yay. That is exciting. So I guess the last bit of podcast business that we have is the winner of the contest. And I used a random number generator. Actually, I think most people have random number generators built into their own computers and don't realize it. But so I used the one that I know is on my computer to pick a winner of the contest. And I am happy to announce that the winner is Rachel SF. And she got her yarn while she was in Iceland. And she got this beautiful Lopi yarn and made a like really lovely purple gradient cowl. Purple gradient cowls are a big theme this week, aren't they? So yeah, so it was beautiful. Thank you so much for entering the contest, and you win a pattern, any pattern on Ravelry up to $6. So just reach out to me, Rachel, and let me know which pattern you'd like, and I'll get it to you as soon as possible. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. And that's all the podcast business / projects that I have going on. I'll talk a little bit about like what's going on in my life. And then I'm going to finish out with a little montage of Rhinebeck pictures from last year. So if you're going, you can get excited for this year. And my next episode probably won't be until after that. So it'll probably be a big Rhinebeck recap episode. And then we'll return to our normally scheduled programming come the end of October, early November. So yeah, so what's going on? I started my new job, so I've been sort of focused on that. My new job is basically doing web development for a theater company, and so I'm doing like the logic for their website, making edits to their website, and it's been really great so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. And the hours are such that I can get up early every morning and get some writing done, and so that's been really lovely. So I've sort of kind of structured my days, so I'm like writing in the morning, working and doing web development in the afternoon, and then at night I do a little knitting and sewing. So what can go wrong? Those are the 3 things that I love the most. So I love making things. So yeah, I've been really happy that that's how I've been able to structure everything. But obviously, like getting on board with a new schedule is always like a little bit of an adjustment period, and so I'm really happy that I have like a full day off with nothing to do today except do my little podcast, do a little cleaning of my house. And so tomorrow we're going to be going to Charlie's parents' house for Rosh Hashanah, and compiled with that, his parents want to move soon, and so I'm gonna be helping him clean out his childhood bedroom, which should be fun. / I will bring my knitting with me to have something to do while he does that. / maybe I'll help him if I'm feeling nice. So yeah, so that'll be really nice, and then I'll come back late on tomorrow night. And then start next week. Next Friday, I'm going to a Beyonce concert, so that's really fun, with my younger sister, and it's actually my sister's birthday that day, and so we'll have a birthday Beyonce celebration, which is awesome because she's the biggest Beyonce fan ever. I'm more of a recent Beyonce fan because I watched the Lemonade music video while I was at my coding boot camp, and I fell in love with that. I love that album. I love the visual album. I think it's just creative and beautiful. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it should be great. So that's a fun thing that's coming up. And anything else that's happening? Not really. I mean, honestly, like my life has been kind of like very structured. We went to Brooklyn last night to have dinner with a friend. So that was really nice. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for today's episode. So enjoy the montage of 2015 Rhinebeck, and I'm sure that next episode I will have a montage of 2016 Rhinebeck. So hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Get some good knitting and sewing in if you possibly can, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.